Hey, great to see you here. Thank you for joining my masterclass, Designing a Website that Drives Leads and Turns Visitors into Customers. Before we get started, I want to congratulate you for showing up because you could have been doing anything right now, watching Netflix, scrolling Instagram, but you decided to show up and commit this time to improving your business. So, congratulations for that. Now, I want to ask you, what do you hope to get out of this masterclass today? Because the intention you set right now from the beginning will affect the amount of value you're going to get out of this masterclass. So think about it. Why are you here? Now, maybe you already have a website, or maybe you didn't, you're not even certified yet. Everything is totally fine. You're in the right place. What I want you to do today is to listen for insights, so not for information. So whenever I say something and this feeling comes up in you, like, oh, I never thought about that, I want you to write that down. And even more important, write down the action you're going to take based on the insight you got. Because I don't want you to be here to absorb even more information than you have already. I want you to be able to use this information and immediately put it into practice. So why should you listen to me today? My name is Rianna Hijlkema. I'm a pediatric sleep consultant, postpartum doula, graphic designer for sleep consultants, and I wear many other hats, which I'm not going to dive into today because they're not relevant. But what I'm doing is I help newly certified sleep consultants build an unstoppable brand and fully operational business so that they can focus on what matters most, helping families and making money. Now, if you want to succeed, and you're going to hear and see this phrase a lot of different places, if you want to succeed as a sleep consultant or any entrepreneur, you need to know how to earn trust. Jeffrey Perlman from Zumba, who set Zumba on the map as a brand expert, he said it as following: 93% of your business is a frequency. It's not about what you say, but what you show. And a lot of times we put so much focus on what we're saying, like in our copy and our messaging, but not enough on what we show, the outside. So, to give you an example, you're looking for a pink shirt to buy that. And there are two stores: there's a messy store and there's an organized, neat store. And the t-shirt is in both stores. Which store would you buy your t-shirt from? Probably the nice and neat organized one. Now, why do we do that? Because it's exactly the same t-shirt. Even though we have to walk or travel further to get it from another store for the same price. It's because we predict our future value on what we see right now, what we get for free, what our look is, what the visual. So this first impression is very important. Think about this. If you buy it from the organized store, you're going to feel more confident that if there's a problem with the shirt, or a button is broken, or there's a color change after the laundry, you can go back and most likely you're going to get a replacement. How does that feel in the messy store? Do you have that same feeling? Maybe you're even doubting, do they have an administration system? Do they even know that I bought it here? Do they even have all these questions are coming up. And this is what we want to avoid by building our website and building our online presence. This creation of trust is super important to attract more clients. Now, creating an online presence is one of the most valuable assets for any business. And it's not about just sharing information, like I said already, it's about building credibility. And that's exactly what I do as a graphic designer for sleep consultants, is help you build credibility. And I have a special offer for anybody who stays to the end. But today we're going to really dive into this, designing a website that drives leads and turns visitors into customers. Now, according to a survey by Weebly, 56% of the consumers surveyed said they don't trust a business without a website. You see how important this is. And then another research is an interesting one, shows that at least 27% of small businesses don't have a website, but 86% plan to build one in the next few years. Now, I don't want you to end up here, so I'm going to have some suggestions at the end how you can create a website as soon as possible, but as you see, it's super important. Now, you might wonder, how do people end up on your website? Now, there are two ways. You either tell them through conversations, through a message, an online message, an email, or they find you. And where do they find you? Where do most people go when they looking for something? Yep, Google. And now you might think, yeah, but they're never going to find me on Google because I'm just a new sleep consultant. There's so many out there. How am I ever gonna rank on the first page of Google? Yes, that is really, really challenging. It's possible, but really challenging. So, but there is another hack, something a page where you do can rank high, and that's the following. So, whenever somebody Googles sleep consultant Amsterdam, for example, you'll always see on the top, and start noticing now if you've never seen this before, this kind of map. And in this map, you see several companies. Now, this is where I want you to end up, and this is super easy and it's free. And that's by doing the following: Google Business Profile. If you haven't set it up yet, absolutely go do it. This is your way to be able to be found by exhausted parents who go to Google to try to find a sleep consultant. And yeah, if you have any questions, I have a course about it for specifically for sleep consultants on how to set up your Google business profile in a very in-depth way. So just send me a DM and I'll send that over to you. Now, what we want to do, because this Google business profile is going to link the parents to your website. And on your website, we really want to have this credible look. And not only on the website, I want to go one moment back, because if parents find you through social media and they go from your Instagram to your website, we want this to be a cohesive experience from your social media account to your website, and also the other way around. If they arrive on the website and they want to see what's going on your Instagram or in your Facebook account, that they go back and they have the same experience. This is part of building trust, this cohesive experience from click all the way to close. Now, there goes a lot of knowledge and expertise in it, but to make it really, really simplified version of it, make sure to use 2 fonts, 2 colors, and 2 elements, and stick to those. So on your Instagram post, on your Facebook post, on your website, on all the other marketing materials you're putting out, to create this consistency, this cohesive experience. Because think about it. If you see a really gorgeous flyer for a restaurant, and you're like, oh, that sounds great, we can go there tonight for dinner, and you call to do a dinner reservation, and the person on the other side of the line is really rude, you're going to be already a little bit confused, like, gorgeous flyer, rude customer service, and then you arrive at the restaurant and it's just super dirty there. Your whole experience is just horrible. Watch if it's the other way around. There's an ugly flyer, and then you don't even call, right? So, what we want to create is a gorgeous flyer, great customer service, and an amazing experience at the end. So, an overall cohesive experience. And a website is a very important part of that. It can really help you improve your business reputation and attract more customers. Now, before we dive into the structure and the design aspects of building your own website, it's important that we talk a little bit about the copy, the text of your website, because this is the foundation you'll be designing your website around. And these are the 3 things you need to keep in mind when writing the copy of your website: your ideal client, so what are they struggling with? What do they desire? Your voice, how do you want to show up? And so your authentic voice. And the third is your offer. How is your offer different, and why should your ideal client care? But today we're not going to write your copy, we're going to talk about design. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at my website so you can see that I practice what I preach. And I'm going to go through all the different facets of the website, and at the end there is space to ask any questions. So if you're ready, let's dive in. And then we're on my website. So the first thing I want to share with you is this expression. It's called above the fold. And that literally means that everything you see right now in this screen, this is above the fold. And if I scroll, everything underneath it is underneath the fold. And 90% of your focus, sounds crazy, but this has been researched, 90% of your focus should be on this part, the first impression of your website. Because this is the moment that a potential client is going to look and think, is this for me? I want to know more. Or, oh, this is not for me. So this is very important. And we're just going to start from the top. An announcement bar. For me, I've been redirecting to my portfolio. But for example, for one of my clients, here you can see subscribe to my newsletter today and enjoy an exclusive 5% discount. Or you could put a lead magnet, which I'm going to go dive into later. So announcement bar. Contact details, referring to your social media, that's really good. And then we're going to move on to your logo. Make sure to upload a JPEG so it's not too heavy here, and make sure, this is very important, that this is readable. People, when they go on a website, it's really funny, they read like a Z, so the letter Z. They go like this, they scan like this, and they go like this. So we want to make sure that the first moment of contact, the first touch point, is your logo. So make sure the logo is on the left side. And then here you see the navigation bar. And it's really important for this navigation menu that you don't come up with fancy names. Keep it very simple. To give you an example, here you see home, about, services, testimonials, blog, and contact. Here you see the same, home, about, services, workshop. It's very clear where you want them to go. And if you come up with fancy names, people need to think, and people's minds are lazy. They don't want to think. They want to be quickly moving from one place to another and see if this is actually the place where they want to be. So don't come up with too crazy names or fancy about page names or workshop names. It's just not worth it. You're going to lose clients on that, so skip that part. Okay. Another part of the above the fold is your hero section. So your hero section, in the back you have a picture or a video in this case, or a picture, and you have a header and some text with a call to action button. And we're going to talk about that in a bit. So what you see here in the background is a picture, or in this case a video, or here a picture. And I want you to be really mindful, because if you use pictures from Canva, you're not allowed to use them on your website without a small edit to it. So as you can see here, I added an element to it. The video, that's a different story because it's edited. Because if you look in Canva's license agreement, you see here, you can use it for social media posts, no problem to use Canva pictures, for any other things, but a website can only be when it's published through Canva. You can use the pictures. And if you don't make a change and edit, you're only allowed to use pictures in this size format. And this is just not a high quality for a website. So be mindful of that too, when you add pictures from Canva to your website, to add some kind of element or little change to make it that people cannot do right click, save your picture, and then use it on theirs, because then you're sending the rights to a third party, and this is not allowed by Canva. Now, besides the picture, we have a heading. Make sure that the heading is unique and it tells exactly what to expect. So unique doesn't mean that it has to be like all fancy language. It needs to say exactly what the person can expect on the website. So for me, it's really clear. Here you see, for example, supporting parents with holistic sleep support and education. It's clear what this website is going to be about. That's what you want to have. And then text underneath it, you could add a subtext, but really make sure to get to the point. Make sure that it's really clear, concise, and focused. And then the next part, one more thing about the picture I want to address. Make sure that it's relevant to the website. So you don't want to have here a crying baby, for example, on your above the fold. And of course, you're working by fixing that problem, but you want to show the solution. So make sure that it feels happy, it feels calm. You see here the holistic support. It's all coming back. It's reflecting to what the website is about. Also for the pictures, make it best practice to upload it with the correct descriptions. So it's called the alt text. So when you download a picture from Canva, give it the correct name, so that describes the image, so what is there to see, and then upload it to your website and then add the alt text. Sounds all very complicated, but whatever platform you're using, you can always find, if you click on the picture, the alt text, and you can change that. To give you an example why this is so important, if we go on Google and I would type in sleep consultant sleep plan, and I go to images, you'll see here, this is one of my products, this is one of my products, this is one of my products. You see they popping up because I've named the pictures in a way that's matching with what people are looking for. So describe the picture clearly is very important. And for example, for the alt text, I can show you something else. So if we go to Google and we do sleep consultant design. So this is your meta description. And this is also something you can find back on your website, always. Every page has their own meta description, and it's popping up on Google. And as you can see now, Sleep Consultant Design, I have this website, this page popping up, and this page is popping up. And the meta description is different. So make sure that when you add a new page, that you add that. This is SEO. This is very important for Google to understand what this page is about and for who this page is. And it's super simple. You can find it in any platform. So look for the meta description and add that to your website. So you're always popping up, and that's just great. Add a picture, an image again. Okay, we're going to go back to the above the fold, because another area what's really important is this one, the call to action. What do you want them to do in the first place? So what I want to do is that they're able to get a free lead magnet, something that is of value for them. So a one-page business plan, as I'm working with starting sleep consultants. And if they click on this, I can show you, they go to another page, and here I can collect email addresses. And this is a way to easily and quickly get in touch with potential clients, people who are interested but not buying yet. And this is very important, that you want to give value, but it needs to be high quality value. If people click on this and they get a half-baked solution to their problem, they're not going to be happy, and they're not going to be future buyers. To give you an example, if you go to a website and you see a beautiful taco recipe, and you see a picture of tacos, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is what I want, chicken tacos for tonight. And there is a download button, you leave your email address, and you can download the recipe. So you click on that, and the only thing what you receive is a list with ingredients, but there are no clear step-by-step directions. So how do you feel right at that moment? Like, you wanted to make the chicken tacos, you know what's the ingredients, but you cannot create it actually because you don't have the step-by-step process. So probably you're going to feel a little bit fooled. But what happens? That you are being put on their email list. So the next day you're going to receive an email, and they say, did you try to make the recipe already? How did it go? And 2 days later, you get another email. Did it taste well? I hope you enjoyed your tacos. And then the third day, they're going to sell, or normally it's the fifth day, they're going to sell their cooking book or whatever it is. And you are definitely not going to buy it. Maybe you even opted out of the email list already because you don't want to be part of something that is not delivering. So this is the thing. You want to be really mindful that whatever you offer as value, as free value in exchange for an email address, is that it is of value. Very important. Now, you see here I put one button. I can highly recommend to put 2 buttons. I consciously didn't do it for this website, and sometimes also not for other sleep consultants. But if you want to do 2 buttons, think of it like one button as a button to date you. So that's something free to try out, to see. And then the other button is to marry you. So a paid program. So you can offer your services or a special package that you have. But those 2 buttons are a great option to add to your above the fold area. And so this is 90% of your focus should be here. Very important. Now we're going to move on, because underneath it, and for me, I put social proof because it's just more relevant to the business that I'm in here. But as you can see on this website, if you go down, we're not, and this one as well, we're not moving towards immediately talking about ourselves. And I see this happening a lot of times. People start their website, welcome to my website, this is about me, and this is what I do, and I'm amazing, and cool, very cool. Keep all of this for later, not in the first part. Because if the person, the potential client, is hooked here and feels like, oh, this might be for me, they want to have confirmation. So make sure that there's a little piece of information about what this website is about, not literally what this website is about, but like, for example, here we've put a statement. Here we're talking about like quality sleep, that it's not a luxury, things like this. So make sure to add something of value here, a value statement. And this is your hook. This is where you want to paint that picture so that they really feel they are in the right place. So write a short paragraph in which you show them that you see them, you understand where they are, and also that it's not their fault. And then you can paint the picture like what your ideal client's deepest desire is, being her reality. Now, what will that look like? What are the problems, the roadblocks? That's all the things you want to have in this value statement area. So also something that I see a lot happening, and that is like, as you can see on this website, here it says I, and this one also. But I see a lot of sleep consultants act like, or they write in we because they think they come across more formally or more professional or bigger, whatever it is. If you run a business by yourself and you're the only one who's running the business, write I. Be authentic, because the moment people figure out that it's actually not a we, but it's a one-person show, there's a little bit of damage in your authenticity, and we want to avoid that. So if you are a one-person show, write I. Now, the next section you want to talk about is your services. So here are my services, things that I'm offering. As you can see here, we're talking about first about the about. It all depends a little bit on the structure of your website, but never start with your about first. And then we move on here to the benefits. And then we're talking about the services. So, and that's here as well. We're talking about sleep, the benefits, and about me. And then we're talking about the services. And here we did it very concise because we're going more in depth on the service page itself. And as you can see, I start with the services because if people come on my website, they know already what they want. They just don't know what that looks like. And that's why I start with the services. And this is really your moment to introduce your ideal client to your service, where you explain what your process is. For example, here we've explained my 4-step process. And then here we're moving on to testimonials, because that is the next big part. But before we're going to go there, let's talk a little bit about the about section. So for example, here you see the about section, and you see the same here. And in this section, you really try to share your story, and focus on your ideal client. Focus on what their struggles is and how your journey has prepared you to help them. And so you can share about who you are, why you can help her achieve her desire, why does your journey matter, why your struggles are her advantage. All these kind of things you can write down in your about section. And then next, I said already, here we saw social proof. Social proof, especially in the beginning, always, but especially in the beginning, try to get as soon as possible testimonials that you can add to your website, because this is highly valuable. So 70% of customers say that positive reviews and testimonials make them trust the business more. And 88% of the consumers trust online reviews just as much as personal recommendations. So as you can see here on this website, we added a tab, testimonials. And here you see all the different testimonials that see collected already. Video testimonials coming. This website is still under construction. But just to give you an idea what's possible with the testimonials. This is really the most important section of your whole website. Having testimonials and adding them to whatever page you are. And the best testimonials are the ones that focus on why you're different. So what really made you help, and also like showing them where they were and where they are right now in their position, in their situation. What was life like before working with you? And what does life look like after working with you? And if possible, use some pictures. It's very powerful to add on to your credibility factor. And then the last page, the last part of your website is the following here, is again a call to action. Your call to action is essentially what you'd like the visitor to do on your website. And this could be to sign up for an email list, make a purchase, or anything else that will help your goals of your website. Now, for example, here you can see as well, we've added the toddler sleep guide you can download. If you have a picture, add that as well. That's also helping for your credibility. And as you can see here, I've added, I love free stuff. Here's some for you. And this is for you, actually. You can download this if you're interested in this. The business blueprint, how to set up your sleep consulting business, the registration process, testimonials, like I said, with a picture if possible. And here is my offer, the new complete sleep consultant branding kit that I've added to my website. like a couple of days ago, so that's pretty new. And here I have a call to action. Not sure where to start, because I know my ideal client is a lot of times overwhelmed. They don't know where to start. So that's exactly what I'm addressing here. And I'm trying, helping them by reaching out to me, and then we can see what is the best move to do for them. And then in the footer, so here you see my footer, I added my Instagram. We also did that for this website. We added our Instagram account to get people, and you see we are still growing the Instagram account with posts. This is a way for them to connect with you. In the footer, so it's not only the Instagram account. What I really want to talk about is this bottom part. It's like making sure that, and it sounds really silly, if it's 2023, that is written 2023. And I see a lot of websites, and some do that on purpose. They write the date when they first created it, and this was the official guidelines of what was happening online. But it changed in the last couple of years. And if it says here 2022, when you see that, you're going to feel like this is a bit outdated. So make sure that every time, the 1st of January or the 4th of January, whatever, the first Monday of the year, that you change this to the new year. Or if you want to have the year in it that you created the website, just add it in front, 2022 with a little dash 2023, to make sure that people know that this is updated. All rights reserved. Add a privacy policy, very important, and especially if you're living in Europe, it's even illegal if you don't add it, and make sure that you have the right content for this. Okay, some other tips. One of the most important things is collect email addresses as quick as possible, so you have a touch point with your potential client. Also make sure that you don't have too many offers. So let's see here, if we go into services, what she's offering. She has email-only support, a guide package, and a sleep sense call. So these are her 3 packages. And don't put too many options, because people are being decision fatigued. They're tired, first of all, and they don't know what to. So try to make it as comprehensive and as easy as possible. Now you see, she wanted to be first contacted. This part also, you want to make it as easy as possible that people don't. Not everybody wants to hop on a call. So some people prefer to just send a message. Some people I've never hopped on a call with as a sleep consultant, not with a video call at least. So find a way that works the best for your clients and give them options for that. Now, if we are looking at the content for your website, it can feel very overwhelming to write it yourself. What you can do, what I can suggest, is start yourself, like with all the different areas on your website. And then what you can do, if you go to my free section, scroll a bit down, this one, you can here watch my free tutorial from ChatGPT. If you don't know what it is, it's an AI language model, and it can help you create content. And I explain in this tutorial how you as a sleep consultant can use ChatGPT to write the copy of your website. I'm not specifically talking about writing the copy of your website. I'm explaining how to use ChatGPT, but it can help you recreate sentences and recreate the text on your website. Now, also make sure, very, very important, if there's only one thing you take away from everything I say today, is make sure that your website is mobile friendly. Because statistics show that 65% of the people come on your website through their mobile phone. Now, my website is connected to Google Analytics, which I can highly recommend as well. This is a website that keeps track of all the data, website visitors, clicks, links, everything. What I see is 78% of my audience is watching my website through my mobile phone, through their mobile phone. So what you want to do is make sure that that looks good, that pictures are not upside down. I've seen that once for one client. So that text is not overlapping or behind the picture. Make sure that you make it mobile friendly. Very important. So the whole goal of your website is demonstrating professionalism and creating as much value as possible in this very first experience that your ideal client has with your business. So that's exactly what I did. My first step is not about me, it's free. I want to give you as much as possible free stuff that I've created, high quality stuff that can really help you move forward. And then when you have all this information, you might decide, whoa, actually, I don't want to do all of this. I just want to help clients. And then you can move on to one of my programs, like the Business Starter, for example. And there you can explain in your offer more what you are talking about. Okay, I want to give you one more bonus. But before we go to the bonus, I want you to look at your list of all the action steps that you wrote down now. And I want you to number them based on priority. And as I said, 90% of your focus should be above the fold. So make sure that whatever priority you choose, it's in the place that is above the fold. So either way, that's your navigation. What are the tabs you're going to use? What is the text? What is the headline that you're going to use? Do you have a logo already? What is something that you can offer as a lead magnet for value? All these kind of things. Okay, one more final thing before we close this this masterclass is that if you already have a website, hopefully this has been helpful and you can now make some changes based on what you've heard today. If not, consider the following. You can create a Canva website on one page for free, like a one-page website on Canva for free. It's a super easy way. If you go to create a design, you can click on website and you have a website, and it's a one-pager. It's amazing. It's for free. You can also go and look for a template. I just want you to be careful if you decide to buy a template, that lots of designers don't tell you that you're actually stuck with a monthly subscription to the platform where the template is hosted on. And these costs can quickly add up to, it's maybe $30 a month on top of the template that you bought, but you're stuck with this hosting platform at that moment. So be mindful if you buy a template, that's the thing. Also, if you buy a template, I hope you're tech savvy, because not all templates are created equally. All platforms are different. Everything takes a little bit of learning curve. If you're tech savvy, if you enjoy it and you're able to fix all and change the content and copy everything to your own within a week, I would not spend way much more time on it if you buy a template, because I mean, if you spend money, you should not spend more time. That's not the point. You either way spend time or you spend money. So be mindful of that when you buy a template. And also the third option is to work with a designer. But again, be mindful of the hidden cost, because a lot of designers don't tell you the website that they built, the hosting platform, you still need to pay for that every month. So that's why I built, for example, the website for my clients on WordPress. So it's only $99 a year for the hosting, and that's it. There are no other costs involved. And so it's really about, depending on what your biggest resource is it time or is it money? And just make sure to not invest time and money. I mean, last week I had a sleep consultant come to me. She bought a $1,500 template, and then she couldn't get it done and ended up paying another $1,000 for me to fix it. Well, seriously, that's just a waste of your money. So don't do that. If you're looking for an easy and professional way to create a cohesive experience and a strong online presence, or if you're looking for a high quality lead magnet, I sell one on my website. So if you go to my template shop, you can find here, here you can find a lead magnet. You could sell a baby and toddler sleep chart, for example, or a newborn sleep guide. If you scroll all the way down, you find here my sleep consultant branding kit, and it has 19 different templates in it. Lead magnets, guides, banners, templates, pricing guides, business cards, everything is in it, which you can buy. And if you've watched this masterclass, I am willing to give you a special discount. Just send me a message and I'll send you a discount code, which you can fill in here if you click on this. And I'm going to make sure that you can add it here. So that's it for today. If you have any questions, drop me a message on Instagram, send me an email to hello@sleepconsultantdesign.com. I'm happy to answer all of your questions. I'm really glad you listened all this way to the end of the masterclass, and I'm wishing you an amazing day.